Assalamu alaikum.
Now,
Thank you, sir.
comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Please, you may like to introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Zhuha Basit, born and raised in Lahore. My father is businessman and we are 6 siblings. My elder brother and sister are lecturer. One of my younger sisters is serving as account manager at Safari Group and other is college student. My younger brother is under training at Pakistan Military Academy, Kakul. I did my matric from public school, Lahore, and after that, I did my inter and graduation from Government Islamia College, Lahore with distinction. I did my master and MPhil in biochemistry from University of the Punjab, Lahore, and was gold medalist in both of my degrees. During my academic career, I wrote a number of papers which were published in well-reputed international journals. I started my professional career in 2019 as assistant from Planning and Development Board, Government of Punjab, Lahore. In 2022, I got allocation in Provincial Management Service, Punjab, and I served at the various portfolios which include the section officer in Home Department, Assistant Commissioner Headquarter, and nowadays I am serving as Assistant Commissioner Chakjhumra, Islamabad. My husband is infantry officer serving at the rank of major. And in free time, I do freelancing and book reading. And nowadays, my 11-month-old is also telling me how to maintain a balance between professional life and family life.
Good. So you intend to join the civil services of the federal government.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us how the balance of power is being maintained under the Constitution of Pakistan between federation and provinces?
Sir, the federation in a country basically deals with the defense, foreign affairs, and communication portfolios. On the other hand, after devolution, majority of the subjects are shifted and devolved toward the provinces, which includes education, health, local government, and all of the other major subjects. They are shifted towards the provinces. And the federal play the major role in the foreign policy and in the relation of our country.
What is the function of Senate of Pakistan?
Senate of Pakistan.
How the provinces are represented in Senate?
Sir, provinces are represented on the basis of the equal representation. Like there are 104 seats in the Senate, and each province
This is the institution of balance of power between federation and province, Council of Common Interest.
Yes, sir.
Taken on this Public Service Commission,
Yes,
this
sir.
National Finance Commission, to go and study it.
Sure, sir.
Now you tell me, just give us an overview of the subject of biochemistry.
So biochemistry basically deal with how the different chemical reactions are taking place in our body, how the body is performing, what is the major functions of the central dogma. Basically, biochemistry revolves around the central dogma, which involves it how the information which is encoded in the DNA is transcribed into the mRNA, and later on it is converted into the protein, and how all of the body functions are taking place. Moreover, it also deals with the various chemical reaction, signaling of the body, and various hormones, their connections, and also it deals with the various diseases, because almost all of the diseases occur whenever there is any kind of the disruption at the genetic level in our body.
What is the purpose of creation of BRICS?
Sir, BRICS is basically sound of global south. The global north was acting as major hegemony of the world. So in order to counter this, BRICS was created, which having the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and later on, first there were only 4 countries, and South Africa was also added. In the 2024, a number of countries were added, some from the Middle East like Iran, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and they also included from the South Africa. Now, BRICS is not only having the major chunk of the global world, but also the GDP. It's also representing around 33% of the GDP. It contains China and Russia. And out of these, the China is emerging power of the world, which is changing the geoeconomics of the world by increasing its influence in almost every country. Moreover, India is also emerging power of the world with respect to the technology, economy, and global relation. The same goes with Russia. So ultimately, the BRICS is challenging the global north that they cannot do unilateral decisions in order to control all of the world. Like they are also going to develop their own currency to just slash down the dollar system which is prevailing in the world. And it was basically their idea came after USA imposed sanction on the Russia after it invaded in the Ukraine. So, in order to curtail the influence of the USA over all the powers and over all of the decisions, the BRICS came into being. And now it is emerging as more power because now all the major countries are and emerging economies have applied for their memberships in the recent summit which happened in the Brazil. So ultimately, it can replace the many other powers.
Zhuha, you tell me, recently in the US Congress, they have passed a big and the beautiful act.
Yes, sir.
Just tell us one or 2 points of that bill.
Sir, bill was basically passed in order to give tax amnesty to all those persons which are elite. It was done in order to cut down the major reliefs which were provided in the education sector and in the health sector. US aid is going to end up in the 2029. 20 million Americans are going to be affected by the slashing down in their health services. The people are going to work more, like 80 hours per month. They have added more and more tough conditions for the people, and moreover, the health budget got the serious blow. And in the cases of the energy sectors, they are going to reduce their amnesties and the tax reliefs which are already provided. So ultimately, they are going to take the decisions which are only in the power of the elite.
You are working as assistant commissioner.
Yes, sir.
You tell me how you will analyze extremism and what are the factors which are creating this extremism.
So I think so. The major factor which is creating extremism, if I talk rational, it's societal factor. It's our societal norms and religious factors which are creating extremism. People are blindly drawn just under the cover of religion. It's very easy for them to spark them and to charge them just on the name of religion. Moreover, there is extremism factor with respect to their castes. Especially I have seen in my tehsil, they are very much like our caste is the more dominant and it should be the more dominant. And on this basis, they just even they try to fight. They are not ready to accept any other person. There is lack of education as well, because in our education we do not inculcate the pluralism. We do not inculcate more science, technology, which are going on in the world. Instead, we are just focusing on the same curriculum, same syllabus, which is quite outdated. Like if I said, like Pervez Hudbai, which was one of the major renowned professor, once said that the curriculum of the physics is not updated in the Pakistan since 1980. We are living in the world where after every second the evolutions are taking place, and we are sticking back to the same old systems and the same old values, and we are not ready to accept other. So ultimately, it results in the extremism.
Thank you. God bless.
PSP is your second choice.
Yes, sir.
So, what qualities do you think you have to be a good PSP officer?
So resilience and adaptability. Moreover, flexible working hours. Like even in the in the PMS,
How being adaptable? How will that help you in the working as a DPO, as a district police officer?
So being adaptable, I am not very much reluctant, like that I cannot work under the circumstances, or I just don't narrow down myself. I know how to work even with the limited resources and how to make the best in the presence of the limited conditions. And moreover, I think so that I have leadership capabilities.
Okay. There used to be Police Act 1861. And now, under what law police is being governed nowadays?
Sir, Police Order 2002.
2002. What was the need for bringing about Police Order 2002 when this act was already in vogue, 1861 Police Act?
Sir, I will study into it. I have not seen.
Okay, please go and have a look
Sure.
at it. What are the foreign policy challenges currently Pakistan facing?
Sir, nowadays I think so that Pakistan is at very benefiting edge in the foreign policy, and it's the very first time when Pakistan has so much advantage in the foreign policy, because the Pakistan importance has been recognized internationally after the recent India-Pakistan conflict. The world power now know that Pakistan has the ability in order to defend itself, and it opens a larger number of opportunities for the Pakistan to act independently without choosing any bloc in the foreign policy, and to maintain the relation with every country, and to enhance its sphere in the economically, militarily, globally, and even in the education and security. In every way, the Pakistan nowadays has a quite deep margin. Like Pakistan is enhancing its relationship with the USA, with the China, and all of the other countries, which include the Turkey, Azerbaijan, and the other Iran, etc.
What does BRI stand for?
Belt and Road Initiative.
What is the concept of BRI, Belt and Road Initiative?
Sir, the major concept which is behind the BRI is to connect the China with all the countries in the world by having the network of roads and railway, by which China can enhance its influences in all of the country.
And what is the range of bones in a human foot?
So what is?
Range of bones.
Range?
कितनी bones होती हैं ये पैर में, इंसान के पैर में?
Sir, 15.
What are those three ranges? What are they known as?
Sir, tarsal, metatarsal, and phalanges.
And where they're positioned?
Sorry, sir?
Where are they positioned in this scheme है जो है इसमें tarsals, where are tarsals, where are metatarsals, and where?
Sir, phalanges are present in the toes, and they are connected with the metatarsal, and metatarsal are ultimately connected toward the tarsals.
Should constitution be flexible or rigid?
Sir, it should be rigid.
Really?
With having the ability to be amended, like even the Pakistan constitution is rigid, but it has the provisions to, and it is open to the amendment by the having certain conditions. Like if you make the constitution like deadlock, which cannot be amended, then ultimately it would not be able to serve in the very long range, because
How many amendments have taken place in the last 3-4 years?
Sorry, 26. After it total, there are 26 amendments, and after 2014, 21st 6 amendments taking place after 2014.
So is this constitution, you saying rigid? Is this constitution rigid?
Sir, rigid in the sense that we need at least 2/3 majority to pass any amendment. It's not like that amendment can be passed just by simple majority.
Certain restrictions have to be there.
Yes, sir.
You see, certain conditions are there to pass, to get this law amended. Those are there. What are the energy problems of our country, and how is government trying to address them?
So government is trying to move toward the renewable energy resources, which includes the utilization of the solar power and the wind power. Nowadays, the major problem which is associated with our energy sector is having more dependent upon the coal. At this time, around 60% of our energy is produced from the coal, which is not only expensive as we are relying more upon the coal which is imported instead of utilizing the coal from the Lakra coal mines and Thar coal mines, which contain abundant amount of the coal. We are importing coal. Not only the coal is we are importing, it is adding the burden toward the Pakistan, but also it is adding the burden with respect to the emission of gases, which are ultimately causing the climate disaster. Another debt which is really another major problem which is associated with our energy sector is the circular debt, which is around 2.4 trillion right now, the debt of the IPP. Thirdly, we are facing the problems of the energy theft, which like 50 billion energy was 50 billion it costed last year, which is quite huge chunk. So, and nowadays the government, if we see the policy, the government is trying to shift more towards solar energies, wind power energy, as if even if we utilize only the 10% of the Balochistan soil, having the 25% of the capacity, then it would be enough to serve the energy capacity of whole country.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS-PMS preparation. CSS-PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSP पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी।
Thank you, sir. Zhuha, evolution of species by means of natural selection. In which year this book published?
Sir, it was published by Charles Darwin by natural selection, and origin of species in 1854.
1854,
I guess so. Sorry, sir, I am just forgetting the year.
You believe in evolution or creationism?
Sir, I believe in creationism, but the whole science is basically believed just and it's structured on the phenomenon of the evolution.
You believe in creationism.
Yes, sir.
You're determinist. Okay, tell what duties were performed by Jagirdars and Zamindars with reference to era?
Jagirdar and Zamindar.
Yes.
Respect to Mughal era. Sir, they were basically
Specifically, duties performed by these two.
Sir, maintenance of land record, collection of the land tax.
So, what was the difference between Zamindar and Jagirdar?
Zamindar is the one which holds the land. Sir, sorry.
What sort of duties were performed by Kotwal and Mansabdar?
I don't know. I will look into this.
Well, what were ideological differences between Nadwatul Ulma and Ulma Deoband?
Ulmatul?
Nadwatul Ulma
Yes,
and
sir.
Ulma Deoband. Ideological differences.
Sir, Nadwatul Ulma was Deoband were more conservative, and
How?
sir, they were more restricted toward this curriculum, and they were less toward the inclusion of the scientific knowledge, whereas the Darul Uloom, Nadwatul Ulma was more into inclusion of the scientific and modern knowledge into its aspects.
Okay, tell what is the significance of August offer?
Sir, August offer was the first time that it was offered to that they will be Constitution Assembly, and they Indians will be included, and there will be elections held in the provincial level, and ultimately from them the people will be selected for the Legislative Assembly. They will be given the task to form the
In which
Constitution.
year it was proposed?
For 1940.
Okay, tell in which year book Spirit of Laws published?
Spirit of Law. So it was published, I guess, in 1748.
And who was the author of On Liberty?
On Liberty. Sir, Rose?
Okay, can you give your views on J.S. Mill's on tyranny of majority rule?
Tyranny of majority rule.
Yes.
Sir, he was also belongs for the theory of the utilitarianism, and he was of the view that whenever the majority comes into the power, then they try to corrupt the system, because ultimately they result in the formulation of the rules which only benefit them, and they are not for the they not only serve the purpose of the other. So ultimately, the benefits, they are just handed over toward the, and they just are limitized for the few persons instead of being available to all of the persons.
My last question: what is major difference between Marxism and Leninism?
So Marxism was of the capitalism class, and Marxism basically focused on the continuous class struggle in between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. And his class struggle involved all of the classes. Whereas if you talk about the Leninism, the major difference, he has organized a party, vanguard party, and he was of the view that even in order to represent the people during the revolution, there is the need of the leader. There is need of the certain policies who can represent the people, who can organize the people, whereas the Marxism does not include any such kind of the leader and any such kind of the party.
Good. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Basit, what are your views about rewriting of the DNA?
Rewriting of
The DNA.
Ma'am, rewriting of the DNA means the information which is present in the DNA is encoded in towards the mRNA. Basically, every three.
No, that's correct. You know the basics. I want to know your views about rewriting of the DNA. We want to know about you now. What are your views? Should it be done or not?
Rewriting means
Okay,
I think
let's move on. What is God particle? Okay, move on. Pakistan has huge population,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So a huge chunk of this population is between the age of 15 and onwards.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think it is a bane or a curse?
Ma'am, basically, youth bulge is always the blessing for the country, but unfortunately, we are converting into a curse. As because a larger number of the people does not have the proper opportunities, and we are suffering from the severe brain drain. In the last year, around 700,000 people, they left the country because of the lack of opportunities. And ultimately, whenever we are not turning the human capital into the human resource, then ultimately we are losing the people who should be in the country. And and at the end of the day, we will left with only those people who will not be able to move abroad. Those which are present in our country, they are having the serious unemployment. Unemployment in our country is the raising, it's about 6%, and those are having the employment, they do not have the sufficient wages. And ultimately, when they do not have the sufficient wages, the cost of living is increasing. Gender parity, on the gender parity, we are not working well, the opportunities are not being provided. So ultimately, we are losing one of the major things which all of the other country, they wish they have to.
Okay. What do you know about stunting? Do you know about anything about stunting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what can be done about stunting in Pakistan? First, tell us what is stunting, and then what can we do about it?
Ma'am, stunting means stop of the anything, like it can be it is a very broad term, stunting, and it can be in the any factor, like stunted growth.
Stunting growth. Stunted growth in the children.
So, ma'am, stunted growth happens in the children when they are not provided with the enough food, and even before the children, there comes some mother. Whenever the mothers not get enough food during the pregnancy, the children suffer from the brain diseases because of the lack of folic acid and other important minerals. Their brain are not able to develop, so their brains are not able to grow after a certain period of the time. In the same way, the first 100 days of the child are the most important because the child is adjusting to the new environment.
So you know what stunted growth is, what we can do about it. You are the assistant commissioner in the area. So, have you formulated any policy to look into this issue?
Ma'am, first of all, the major thing which should be done in this case is a consultation. Consultation with the mother, consultation with the families. They should have the number of the children which they can afford. Instead of, we should consult them that there matters the quality over quantity. In our tehsil, in every UC, there is a BHU, and we go toward the BHU, and every mother which comes here, we properly made a desk in which a doctor or nurse, they basically consults them, and provide them counseling that what if they have the number of the children but they are unable to feed them. So ultimately it's the only quality which matters over the quantity.
My last two questions, they are connected with each other. What are you afraid of, and what makes you human?
Ma'am, I am just afraid of wasting the time. I think so that I am afraid of wasting myself as well, that I may not waste the time, that ultimately I would regret that I could do this
on to
time.
the next part of my question. What makes you human?
Ma'am, I think so whenever everyone needs the help, anyone needs help, I do whatever is in my capacity. I extend my help in every possible way. Whatever the resources I have, I do mobilize. Even in the seal, if I can, if I have to call someone, if I have to engage someone, I do at max to serve for the public.
Good, thank you.
चले, thank you. Let's conclude it. चलो ज़ुहा, अपनी self assessment करो. How much marks you will give to yourself out of 10?
Sir, maybe perhaps 6 or 7.
अच्छा देखो, बात यह है कि there are very positive things in you. थोड़े से कुछ एरियाज हैं जो हम आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे. You have got a very nice personality. You have got very good communication skill. You are intelligent. Your knowledge level is reasonably good, and confidence comes with the knowledge. ठीक है ना? Your sitting posture is fine. आपका जो sound voice impact है वो ठीक आता है. ठीक है, message is clear to all of us. ठीक है, but there are certain areas which I will suggest. वो ये है कि you need to invest more time for the preparation of your interview. ठीक है ना, जिस तरह आपने 1200 नंबरों के लिए तो आपने पूरी जिंदगी भी खर्च की हुई है ना, डिग्री ली, मैथ एग्जाम के लिए बैठे, तैयारी की गई, तो इसी तरह you need to invest your time for interview. बाकी जितने भी दिन है, आई होप कब है इंटरव्यू?
Sir, 24.
24th को है, से आज 10 दिन है तुम्हारे.
Yes, sir.
10-12 दिन, तो 8 घंटे रोजाना इन्वेस्ट करो. छुट्टी लो,
Sure, sir.
छुट्टी लो, इन्वेस्ट करो और अपडेट करो अपने आप को. एक तो अपना इंट्रोडक्शन जो है ना, ये आप ऐसे बिला वजह विंग्स ना खोले. नाउ दिस इज योर पर्सन. तुम्हारा डिफरेंट लेवल पे इंटरव्यू होना है. तुम्हारा वो नॉविस नहीं हो. यू हैव ऑलरेडी क्वालिफाइड,
Yes, sir.
यू हैव ऑलरेडी अचीव्ड. ठीक है ना? तो वो ये है कि अपना जाके एक पेजर लिखो
Sure, sir.
अपने इंट्रोडक्शन में कि हु आई एम.
Sure, sir.
ठीक है ना? एंड यू हैव अचीव, उसको उसमें लिखो कि मैं पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन पंजाब से ऑलरेडी सिलेक्टेड हूँ, मैं ये हूँ. दैट इज योर अचीव, दैट इज योर एक्सपीरियंस. फोकस ऑन एजुकेशन एक्सपीरियंस. अपना पर्सनल इंटरव्यू बहुत खत्म कर दो.
Sure, sir.
दैट इज एनफ इफ यू विल से कि आई एम सो, बस दे आर इंटरेस्टेड. बाकी मैरिड विद 1 चाइल्ड, दैट्स एनफ.
Sure, sir.
ठीक है, बाकी चीजें छोड़ दो, बाकी बहन भाई ये वो.
Sure, sir.
न्यूज़पेपर पे फोकस करो. पिछले 1 महीने के न्यूज़पेपर इकट्ठे करो, अब
जी सर,
उनको रिव्यू कर लो.
ठीक हो गया.
इंटरनेशनल, नेशनल, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज. नोटबुक डेफिनेटली बनाई हुई होगी
Yes,
आपने. उस नोटबुक को अपडेट करो. पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन जैसे बनाते हैं, टॉकिंग पॉइंट्स होते हैं,
जी सर.
तो उस तरह कम से कम एंटिसिपेट करो कि तुमसे क्या पूछ सकते हैं.
Sure, sir.
80% इसी में से पूछेंगे व्हाट यू क्लेम.
Yes, sir.
20% अखबार में से पूछेंगे.
Sure.
ठीक है ना? तो यू आर गुड, बट कंपटीशन पंजाब का बहुत टाइट है. ठीक है ना? तो अभी ये तुमने पीएमएस में कितने नंबर लिए थे इंटरव्यू में?
Sir, 140.
140 आउट ऑफ 200.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, यू कैन डू इट, बट कंपटीशन बड़ा टफ है वहाँ.
Sure, sir.
आप सर.
ये फॉरेन पॉलिसी चैलेंजेस पाकिस्तान के जो है ना, इसका जो है ना, इसके काफ़ी इसके फेसेस हैं. जो है, आपने सिर्फ एक ही का ट्रम्प जो है ट्रम्प के साथ पाकिस्तान की जो हो गई है एक किस्म की लाइकिंग हो गई, उसके बारे में आपने किया। उसके बाद जो ट्रम्प साहब जो कर रहे हैं, अफगानिस्तान है, ईरान है, ठीक है, चाइना के साथ जो है उसमें अब पाकिस्तान यूनाइटेड नेशनल जनरल असेंबली का प्रेसिडेंट भी है, वहाँ पाकिस्तान क्या जो है पोजीशन इख्तियार की हुई है डिफरेंट इश्यूज़ के बारे में, ठीक है। और ये पुलिस एक्ट जब आप PSP आपने दिया हुआ है सेकंड चॉइस, तो फिर ये भी पता होना चाहिए ना कि पुलिस एक्ट था 1861, पुलिस ऑर्डर 2000 क्यों हुआ ये। और आप कहती हैं यू डोंट नो। तो इस चीज़ को देखें, पुलिस ऑर्डर 2002 को भी स्टडी करें, उसमें जो प्रोविजंस दी हुई हैं वो उसमें इट इज़ सॉर्ट ऑफ रिफॉर्म्स पुलिस की वर्किंग को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए। उसमें जो मेजर्स दिए हुए हैं वो बड़े रेफर्मेटरी हैं, उनको आप देखें वो किस हद तक वो इम्प्लीमेंट हुए हैं नहीं हुए, उसे वर्किंग में कोई फ़र्क पड़ा है पुलिस की वर्किंग में। आप जो है यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट, काम इन कंपोजर, आप तो ट्राई टू बिल्ड ऑन दैट, ठीक है। मेहनत करें, कोशिश करें, आप इससे ज़्यादा अच्छे नंबर ले सकते हैं।
वेल, आप कॉन्फिडेंट हैं, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होना, ठीक है। सोशल डार्विनिज्म का पता है? सोशल डार्विनिज्म, डार्विनिज्म
जी सर।
नाउ आजकल जो है आप उसी फिनोमेना के ज़रिए तहत है कि वहाँ पर भी आपका कंपटीशन है और सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट की जाएंगे।
जी सर।
मेक योरसेल्फ फिटेस्ट। आपका नॉलेज, आपके आंसर्स बहुत लॉजिकल थे, बहुत अच्छे आंसर्स, डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस के भी आपने आंसर्स किए, लेकिन जब तक आपका इंटरव्यू है इन चीज़ों को और प्रिपेयर कीजिए, क्रिस्प आंसर्स बनाइए, ठीक है। ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होंगे, ठीक है।
2-3 चीज़ें, नॉलेज बहुत अच्छी है, थोड़ी सी ब्रश अप और कर लें, जैसे आपको सर ने कहा है। यू आर कंपोज्ड, दैट्स गुड। दूसरी बात ये है कि कभी कभी थोड़ा सा अपना ह्यूमन एस्पेक्ट अगर आपसे रिक्वायर्ड हो, पूछा जाए, हरज कोई नहीं है, वी आर ऑल ह्यूमंस, ठीक है ना। सारा वक्त हम सरकारी बात करेंगे, लेकिन जब आपसे मैंने एक पॉइंटेड क्वेश्चन पूछा, व्हाट मेक्स यू ह्यूमन, योर एम्पैथी, योर लव फॉर योर चाइल्ड, राइट? When you think about your child, that makes you happy, that makes you human, right? So इस किस्म की चीजें जो है, कोई इंसान है, इंसान नजर आना भी चाहिए। माँ है, आप भी माँ हो, मैं भी माँ। The best thing that happened to me was my children. So हरज कोई नहीं। So in your own time and space, think about these two answers. What are you afraid of? Afraid. I'm still afraid of losing my family, my brothers, my siblings. I always pray for them. And what makes me human is my children. जिस वक्त मैं हिल रही होती हूँ, they are the ones who can bring me back to the earth. वापस आ गए. So I'm just giving you my example. Think about yours, right? But you're good. But don't be overconfident.
Thank you. Best of luck. You will make it.
You have all the potential.